Bunraku is definitely a film I wouldn't have watched if Woody Harrelson wasn't in it. I didn't really enjoy it based on personal preference, but I do have some positive things to say about the film, things that I still enjoyed nevertheless. So I will explain this in more detail, but I will just say, if it sounds like your kind of film, check it out. It's not my kind of film. Sometimes I will watch films because of somebody who's in it, and I will actually be really pleasantly surprised, and I'll find that it works well for me against what I predicted. This isn't one of those films, but take what I say with a grain of salt. This was released in 2010. It's written and directed by Guy Moshe, and it's set in a time when people are fighting with swords and fists, and this character called the Woodcutter is exceptionally powerful, and some people want to bring him down, and that's what it's about. And I have no interest in martial arts films. It's not that I absolutely couldn't enjoy it, but I've never seen, out of the few martial arts films that I've seen, I've never really found them to be that interesting for me personally. So that part of it was never going to appeal. But I will say the performances do look very, very good. We have some really great movement, and visually it is very impressive, both in terms of the choreography and also with the actual special effects and things. It looks really, really great. The performances are really strong. We have Josh Hartnett as the Drifter, we have Gackt as Yoshi, and the Woodcutter is played by Perlman. We also have Woody Harrelson as a character called the Bartender. The performances were very good. Visually, it's very striking. The narrative didn't appeal to me, and I can't really comment on whether it's a good version of this kind of story or not. So, as I said, basically this is an absolutely pointless discussion. I watched it, so I'll share my thoughts, but I have nothing of value to say if you are this kind of, or if you are a fan of this kind of film, and I'd love to know if it appealed to you, if it worked well for you. Is it a good example of this kind of high-action, dark martial arts film? I was hoping I would enjoy it more than I did, because I'm trying to expand my genres. I'm trying to watch a greater variety of films, and so far I've discovered some treasures. For me, this isn't one of them, but I can't say it's a bad film. It's got 6.1 out of 10 on IMDb across 21,000 reviews and ratings. So it's a pretty average rating. Does that mean it's an average film? Well, maybe. Honestly, it looks impressive. I think the narrative was well handled, and that's from an amateur perspective, as somebody who doesn't watch this kind of film. The characters were pretty well written. The performances were very good. Visually, definitely quite a striking film. But I didn't enjoy it because it's not my kind of film. Do I recommend it? I have no idea. I guess yes, if it sounds like it would appeal to you, check it out. There's a good chance you'll like it more than I did. It seems impressive, but if you watch it and think that it's maybe not that good, I'd be very keen to hear those thoughts. Personally, I didn't think Bunraku was very good for my personal preferences, but there are still some positives, and there's a chance that you'll like it significantly more than I did.